The following is a paranormal story where a young German teenager unknowingly created turmoil in the office that she worked, leading to poltergeist activity. In October 1965, Anne-Maria Schabel started working for a lawyer called Sigmund Adam in the Königstrasse in the small town of Rosenheim, Munich in southwest Germany. Like many teenagers, Anne-Marie was bored, restless and dissatisfied with her job. In October 1967, weird events started happening at the office where they began receiving unusual telephone calls, and whenever anyone picked up the phone, there would be nobody at the other end. On many occasions, more than one phone would be ringing, and there would be no one at the other end. This in turn was blocking genuine business calls. When Sigmund Adam called the telephone company to repair the service, they could not find any problems or who was making the calls. When he received his next telephone bill, it was astronomical. Then things began to get worse when his office was charged for local calls made to the talking clock. The talking clock was a service that locals would call to get the exact time. The telephone company was charging him for 6 calls per minute to the talking clock. This turned out to be physically impossible, as the time needed to dial the number and then the other end to pick up defied logic. It was when the other end picked up that it was charged for the call. But the telephone company also believed that this was an impossibility. Then problems escalated even further when the strip lighting system began to falter, where the meter would show that there were sudden, inexplicable surges of current. When the local lighting company investigated, they figured there was something wrong with the power lines. But when they ran a cable directly from the office to the generator, the lights continued to explode. Sigmund Adams continued to have problems when the lights in the office continued to falter, where they would rotate in their sockets. The fixtures started to swing and the lights were turning themselves off at random. The electrician said he could find no known cause and installed voltage meters to see if there were any power surges in the office. When he checked the readings, he found that the power surges were powerful enough to blow the fuses, yet the fuses were never blown. But the problems did not just stay with the phones or lighting, but they were now affecting the photocopier. Out of frustration, Sigmund Allen decided to install his own generator and then removed all of the strip lighting and replaced them with ordinary light bulbs, but it made no difference. News of the strange events that had been happening in the office had gotten out and had now spread around town and had reached a reporter who came to investigate. As he was leaving the office, a globe fell out of one of the sockets, almost striking him on the head. 2 physicists also heard about the strange events and offered to come out to the office to inspect, but after investigating, they were totally bemused and could offer no solutions. The unusual events came to the attention of Hans Bender from the Institute of Paranormal Research at Freiburg in southwest Germany. After studying all the events that had been taking place in the office, one of Bender's assistants came to the realization that all of the disturbances appeared to point to Anne-Marie. He observed that as Anne-Marie walked along the corridor, the lights overhead started swinging backwards and forwards. When they researched further into Anne-Marie, it appeared that the strange occurrences, such as the current surges, only seemed to happen when she was in the office. Poltergeist activity started to escalate even further, where pictures would turn on the wall and the lights started to swing in all directions, and a heavy filing cabinet moved away from the wall by itself, yet the linoleum floor that it rested on showed no scrape marks. Hans Bender decided to do further research on Anne-Marie in order to study her personality and find out whether she was releasing strong energy, culminating in poltergeist phenomena. They found her to be extremely tense, mistrustful, aggressive and unhappy. She was brought up in the country with strict religious parents and a father who was a disciplinarian, and her emotional life was distressing. He found that she had recently recovered from a painful illness that had left her deeply disturbed. When he carried an ESP test, she had scored high, which showed that she had telepathic abilities. When Anne-Marie was out of the office, all of the events ceased, yet the moment she walked back into the office, lighting and equipment failure resumed. Sigmund Adam had no option but to terminate her employment. Although Anne-Marie was able to get another office job, the same poltergeist activity happened there, and it appears that whatever job she undertook, the unusual activity would immediately follow, and in some cases leading to serious accidents. In 1969, she married and moved to the outskirts of town and had 3 children, where the poltergeist activity ceased. So it appears that the moment Anne-Marie had happiness and stability in her life, her anger and frustration has stopped causing paranormal activity. Hans Bender's research showed that a lot of poltergeist activity emanated from young people, where poltergeist activity would be happening all around them, yet the young person would be totally unaware that they are the actual protagonists. That young people, especially teenagers, were able to create disruptive psychic energy that affected the world around them.